Welcome back everyone to another episode of JDM Racing. This time it's round 12 in France at Le Castellet, and we're going to be taking part in qualifying Q1 coming up next. And there we are in the garage. Can we take it to Ferrari this weekend? Let's find out. Lando Norris quickest in Q1 then for McLaren, and the JDMs second and third. Michael up there as well. Ferrari just behind in fourth with Leclerc, so we're going to have to keep an eye out for them as well. So a very fast lap in Q2, but not fast enough to beat the Ferraris, who have found their stride this weekend. Leclerc fastest, we end up third, and Michael does get through to Q3, down in ninth. And we thought we'd stolen pole position off the Ferraris, but it actually ends up that Max Verstappen has come in and absolutely blitzed everyone. So Max taking pole position, we get a front row grid slot. Michael not on it in Q3, ends up in 10th.
Welcome along then to France, one of the great racing meccas, host of the world-famous Tour de France, and widely thought of as giving birth to the art of motor racing in the late 1800s. How far we've come since then as this year's race gets underway. It's time, of course, for the French Grand Prix. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners. 6 go to the left and 9 go to the right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The two halves of the long Mistral Straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the chicane. And watch out for drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Gardner completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Leclerc, George Russell and Norris, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Perez and Michael Schumacher, Ocon, Stroll, Kevin Magnussen and Gasly, Tsunoda, Vettel, Mick Schumacher and Guan Yu Zhou, Albon, Bottas, Ticktum and Nicholas Latifi. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat is Natalie Pinkham. Now our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get a clean start. And this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space. And finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Max Verstappen then, with his first pole position of the season, ends up stealing it away from us at the end of that Q3 session, and he's going to be the joker in the pack, or the wild card in the mix for this French race, because we figured we were going to be in close contention and fighting the Ferraris at the top of the championship, but Red Bull have obviously found some pace around this track and are going to be inserting themselves into the thick of it to try and get themselves a race win, because Ferrari have been dominating this early part of the season. So I think we've got to be aiming for the race win given current form, and hope that our teammate can get some decent points as well.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power.
Replay of the start then. Max Verstappen on your right, we are on the left, and it's initially a good getaway from ourselves. Ferrari looked like they'd got a decent start as well, challenging down the inside into turn one, side by side. The Ferrari's on the medium tyre as well, so at a slight grip disadvantage at this stage of the race. Max Verstappen locking up a bit further on and then having to rejoin just behind the Mercedes. Replay of Max's onboard shot, coming down and just locks up, taking way too much speed into the corner. Oh, actually gets a tap on the Mercedes. We didn't see that from the TV cameras, so maybe damage. So after witnessing Verstappen's lock up and almost following him straight off the road, as tends to be the case when somebody is right in front of you on the track, we decided to just try and get a rhythm going and get in behind Sainz with a view to chasing him down and trying to get this lead. We should have the advantage being on the soft tyre at this stage of the race, but a soft tyre isn't always our friend.
You're going to be on mediums.
End of lap one, and it turns out that Verstappen does have damage to that front wing. The end fence may have some damage there, so a fresh front wing going on. Fresh tyres as well. Medium tyres for Max, so can he get these a good way into this race? Let's find out. Rejoining on board on lap 2, and Leclerc, trying to get the pass on us for second place, has done exactly what Max Verstappen did, sailed over that curb straight on and locked up as well. Replay of the Leclerc incident from the TV cam then. So goes down the inside, gets way too deep on the brakes, goes across the runoff area, does rejoin cleanly, but loses the place to the Mercedes. And with all that drama going on, Carlos Sainz is just sailing off into the distance, and we decide to pit.
And it looks like the pit crew are out in the lane,
So
ready to
in
roll.
we come, trying to get off these soft tyres.
Aiming to achieve the fastest pit stop time possible.
They have outlived their usefulness, and we are going to get on the medium as quick as we can. Hopefully no issues. That looks pretty decent. Not too bad. Could have been quicker, but we need to nail this out lap to try and put the pressure onto Sainz with the undercut.
Gap to the car in front is 18.3 seconds.
Keep giving me the gap to Sainz, so I want to know where he is. In comes race leader Carlos Sainz then for his mandatory pit stop, and held a little bit there. The McLaren coming in, cutting him off, so that may have cost him a few precious seconds with the JDM hunting him down on the undercut. He should have the tyre advantage though in the last couple of laps on the soft, fresh softs with less fuel. And there's Leclerc, so his teammate gets in front of him. That surely wouldn't have happened if not for the McLaren holding him up in the pit lane.
Oh, you beauty! Get in there! Right, now the hard work begins, boys.
And some information on Leclerc. They've got an issue with their car, they're going to be slow.
So we get the news about Leclerc, and then going around this right-hander, boom, the left front punctures, and Leclerc does well to keep on the road. His teammate goes past, and you can see as we go a bit further round, Carlos Sainz there in the forefront goes by, and Leclerc doing his best to try and not spin the car or have any kind of contact with other drivers. So he is managing that puncture all the way back to the pit lane. And Charles Leclerc, this has effectively ruined his race for today. That's extremely bad luck. And he was definitely in the running for a podium place, and second or third, possibly even the win. But he pulls in, fresh set of mediums go onto that Ferrari, and he is going to be way down the field when he rejoins. So a big dent for his championship challenge.
So the car behind's just come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Soft tyres on the car behind.
And in the closing laps, Sergio Perez for Red Bull goes around the outside of Daniel Ricciardo and takes fourth place. So that's another couple of points in Perez's pocket.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Gap to your teammate behind is 29.0 seconds. That's a race win and your second race win in a row. Fantastic job.
So what a fantastic weekend it's been for us at JDM. Did miss out on the pole position, but we're going to take our 6th win of the season and win at Le Castellet for JDM Racing.
Thanks, boys. Six wins. I never dreamt that we would be able to do that at the beginning of this season. Thanks so much, guys. Absolutely fantastic.
A great race then and a fantastic victory here at Paul Ricard. So Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we could talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those that we've witnessed today.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula 1.
So we take the top step then, after seeing out the last couple of laps, fuel managing, making sure we didn't leave ourselves vulnerable right at the end there. Sainz did what he could, but with the pit stop error and his teammate getting in the way a little bit, that helped us out. So we did have fortune on our side a little bit, but I think our pace, our core pace, was strong enough to get the job done. Time to break down the results then. So we take the checkered flag and take the fastest lap as well for the extra point. Carlos Sainz was 3.7 seconds away at the end. He did what he could, but we just did enough to keep the management under control there and make it comfortable for ourselves. Russell with the podium, Perez with 4th as we saw, Ricciardo 5th, that's a solid result for McLaren. Verstappen recovered to 6th after having to pit early for that damage to his front wing. And at their home race, Alpine get a couple of points as well. But Charles Leclerc only could manage 21st after the puncture. So that means at the top of the Drivers' Championship, the no score for Leclerc means that we take over at the top of the Drivers' Championship by 3 points. Ferrari still leading Mercedes, but we are closing in on Red Bull in 4th place and want that 3rd. So another fantastic result for the JDM team. I'm excited to see how far we can take this team now that Ferrari is starting to stumble a little bit. You'll have to see if we can do that in the next video, which will be coming up very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys.